All right, so morning routines.
You're right.
We're going deep on this today.
Okay.
We're diving into a popular podcast episode all about how to make a routine
Gotcha.
that doesn't just, feel nice, but also really sets you up for like a way more productive day.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, I've tried this whole morning routine thing before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's like a total flop.
Sure.
But what really grabbed me about this source
Yeah.
was their take on consistency. Like how to actually build a routine that sticks.
I think what's really interesting here is they emphasize that your morning really sets the tone for the rest of your day,
Totally.
And they compare, like, imagine a morning where you're rushing around stressed versus one where you start mindfully and, like, the difference in your outlook is just massive.
That makes so much sense.
Right.
I mean, we've all had those mornings
where
you're tripping over yourself just to get out the door. It doesn't exactly make you feel all zen and focused, does it?
Not at all.
Yeah.
And they say it's not just about feeling better.
Okay.
It's that a good morning routine can actually prime you for success throughout the whole day.
Interesting. Okay, so how do we actually, make this happen?
Right.
What are the secrets to building a morning routine that actually works?
This source really gets into how to create sustainable habits. And they say it's not about, overhauling your whole life.
Right.
You don't have to become a morning person.
That's a relief.
If you're not.
You.
But it's more about a few key habits that can make a big difference.
Okay, so small steps then.
Yeah.
But how do those actually lead to big changes?
Right. So they talk about this compound effect.
Okay.
And you might know about this concept already, but they apply it specifically to habits.
Interesting.
So every time you do a small action consistently, it's like you're adding a tiny brick to a building.
Okay.
And over time, those bricks add up.
Yeah.
And you create something really strong.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Yep.
So even if I just manage one tiny new habit,
Yeah, exactly.
it's still building towards something bigger.
It all adds up.
I like it. All right, so spill the beans.
Okay.
What are these habits this source recommends?
So they give 5.
Okay.
First up, hydration.
Okay.
So you might think grabbing coffee is the way to go,
Right, the first thing.
but actually they say
Right.
rehydrating after sleep is key.
Okay,
A big glass of water.
interesting.
It actually helps your body absorb that caffeine later.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
They also mention adding lemon to that water
Yeah. They suggest that
every morning.
for extra detox.
I don't know about that. Seems a little much.
You could just start with plain water.
Yeah, that's probably where I'll start.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
Next, they talk about movement.
Right.
And it doesn't need to be anything intense. It could be yoga, a walk,
Yeah?
some stretches.
Okay.
Just anything to get your blood flowing and clear your mind.
So even just 10 minutes could make a difference.
That's what they say, even 10 minutes.
Okay, I could get behind that.
Yeah,
Even a few stretches would probably do me good.
right.
Speaking of clearing your mind,
Yeah,
the source also mentions mindfulness.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And they go deeper than just listing mindfulness practices.
Right.
They suggest mindfulness meditation,
Well-
focusing on your breath and body.
Gotcha.
They argue that can be easier for beginners
Yeah.
than trying to empty your mind completely.
Yeah, the whole empty mind thing is a bit much for me.
Right.
Focusing on the breath seems way more doable.
Definitely.
What about the more practical side of things?
Sure.
Any tips on actually getting stuff done?
Yeah, they talk about planning your priorities for the day.
Okay.
And they say this isn't like a giant to-do list. It's about choosing the top 3 things you want to accomplish.
Gotcha.
The things that will really make you feel accomplished.
Okay, so no mile-long lists.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the most important things.
That's the idea.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
What about food, fueling up for the day?
Right, so that brings us to the final habit,
Okay,
nourishment.
makes sense.
They say start the day with a healthy breakfast to fuel your brain.
Yeah.
They actually recommend avoiding sugary cereals.
Okay.
Go for something more substantial like oatmeal,
Okay.
eggs,
Okay.
or a smoothie with greens and protein.
Now that's more my kind of breakfast.
Right.
All right, so we've got hydration,
Yep.
movement, mindfulness, prioritizing tasks, and eating well.
That's it.
What stands out to you the most from all that?
You know what's interesting is
Yeah.
they don't present these as just isolated things.
Right.
It's like a whole system. They all work together to
Earth,
create
yeah.
balance in your morning.
You're right, they do kind of build on each other. You start with the hydration, then you move your body, then clear your head with the mindfulness, then you prioritize your tasks, and finally you fuel up with a good breakfast.
Exactly.
Like a powerful combo.
It is.
But I feel like at this point, our listener might be feeling a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, I could see that.
Where do you even begin with all of this?
Right. Well, the source actually talks about that.
Okay.
That feeling of being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They say start small.
Okay.
Pick just one habit from the list.
Yeah.
And just focus on that for like a week.
Okay, so no need to like completely change everything tomorrow?
No, not at all.
Baby steps are good.
Yeah. Baby steps, they really emphasize that it's about finding what works for you, not some generic checklist.
Right, okay.
Personalization is key.
So maybe I'll try that lemon water thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
But let's say I actually do it, like I conquer the lemon water.
Okay.
What then?
Yeah.
How do I keep going from there?
Once that first habit feels good, you add another one.
Gotcha.
And you just keep building one by one.
So it's like going back to that compound effect idea.
Exactly.
Each little habit is like another brick. And eventually you've got this solid foundation.
That's the idea.
I like it.
And as that foundation gets stronger, you feel more in control of your day.
Right, like you're sending a signal that I'm the one in charge here.
Exactly. It's about
a good feeling.
Yeah, and it's not just about checking things off a list.
Right.
It's like a mindset thing. You know, you're showing yourself that you're prioritizing your well-being.
Interesting.
You're setting yourself up for success.
And that has to like impact your confidence and all that.
Oh, absolutely. It's huge.
Yeah.
Your motivation, everything.
Okay. I'm convinced. But one more question.
Okay.
This source focused on those 5 specific habits.
Right.
But like, what about other things?
Yeah.
What about our listener?
Sure.
What unique habit could they add?
That's a great question.
To make their routine perfect for them.
And it reminds us that while those 5 habits are great, the best routine is one you make your own.
Totally. What works for me might not work for you.
Exactly.
And vice versa.
Yep.
So beyond those 5, how do we figure out what else to add in?
It's all about experimenting.
Okay.
Think about what brings you joy. What gives you energy? Like maybe listening to music, reading a book, or being outside.
I like that.
You know, the possibilities are endless.
See, now you're speaking my language.
Right.
Adding in something that makes you happy doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
Just something that feels good.
Exactly.
Sets the tone.
The key is being intentional about how you start your day.
I see.
And choosing habits that nourish you.
So it's not about like forcing a routine.
Yeah.
It's about creating something that supports you and sets you up for a good day.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a journey.
It is totally.
Not a destination.
There will be days.
Oh, yeah.
Where you hit snooze too many times.
For sure.
Or you skip the workout.
Totally.
It happens.
You're all human.
Exactly. It's about progress, not perfection.
Okay, so even on those days when it's not perfect, we're still building those habits.
You got it. Brick by brick.
Yeah, and all those little efforts, they really add up over time.
Right. It's like embracing the journey, you know, and seeing that even the tiniest steps forward can make a big difference.
Those little wins can really change things.
Absolutely.
Okay, so to wrap up,
let's
quickly recap those 5 habits.
All right, so we started with hydration. Big glass of water first thing.
Yep, then we talked about moving your body.
Right. Just get that blood flowing.
Even a few minutes makes a difference. And then mindfulness.
Yep. Take a moment to just center yourself.
Calm and ready for the day. And of course, we can't forget about planning those priorities.
Those key tasks.
The ones that really make you feel like you accomplished something.
Exactly. And then finally, nourishment.
Fueling up with a good breakfast.
Something that will actually keep you going.
I love how they all tie together, though.
Me too. It's not just a random list.
Right, it's like a whole system.
Yeah, and the best part is you can totally customize it.
Exactly. It's like your own personal adventure.
You got it.
Which brings us to that final thought.
Okay.
What unique habit could you add to make your morning routine really yours?
Yeah, such a good question. Think about what small change could you make that would bring you joy?
Yeah, set you up for a great day.
Right? It could be anything. Maybe stepping outside.
Yeah.
Listening to the birds.
I like that.
Writing down things you're grateful for.
Okay.
Even just stretching and breathing.
It's all about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
And starting your day intentionally.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So we're excited for you to try this out.
Yeah.
See how much a good morning routine can change things.
It's amazing.
Remember, Small changes lead to big results.
They do.
So start small, stick with it.
Yeah, consistency is key.
And just watch how much more positive and productive your days become.
And fulfilling, too. Don't forget that part.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into morning routines.
We'll see you next time for another one.
Sounds good.